Welcome back to another video where we'll look at some Kali Linux features, specifically one called PowerShell Empire. So if you like PowerShell and anything related to PowerShell, this video is for you. Okay, so I have to start with the disclaimer. This tutorial is for educational purposes only. I do not condone any act of computer misuse. This video is an objective alignment with the Kali Linux Certified Professional. Okay, so that's out of the way. What exactly is PowerShell Empire? It is, I would say it's just a modern botnet. You have a control center, like a server, it's hosting different things and talking to clients, or we call them bots. So let's take a look at it a bit more. So before we begin, yeah, I'm gonna just kind of simplify how you set it up, kind of make it easy, just all right here in one text. You don't have to read all these help files. You don't have to Google things. It's gonna be easy peasy. Okay, so here's the scenario. The control center, or I just call it attack server, whatever, is gonna be 101. Um, Notice I'm on a different network now, and I'm on a different computer. So a lot of changes. Um, the victim is going to be .100 or this Windows 11 machine over here. Okay, so in order to do this, yeah, you need to install it. So sudo install or figure out some way to install PowerShell Empire. I believe it's comes already in Kali Linux, but if you don't have it, do that. I had a headache because I didn't have PowerShell on this system. It kept grabbing different packages that were not correct, and I needed one that was for ARM64 because I'm on a Mac. Look at that. So that was fun. Okay, let's get into it. First thing we need to do is set up the listener. So that will be on our command center. Let's go ahead and grab that. Since I'm holding the mic, I'm going to be pasting and clicking a lot. All right, let's paste our clipboard, get the server going, and I will authenticate with sudo. Okay, so that started. That'll run in the background. So let's grab another shell, and then we will get the client. And we gotta log in one more time. Okay, and that's what Empire looks like when it launches, the client. So what does that mean exactly, the client? Uh, this lets you set all kinds of different stagers. We'll be looking at stagers. There's all kinds of things, but this is mostly a stager video, and I'm talking about different stagers that they use and how they attack the host or the victim. Okay, so I'm going to type this out, use listener. It's a really cool terminal. I mean, you can just tab things like that. Boom, easy, right? And then, yeah, we want to use HTTP because we're using a web server. Wow, I didn't even look at these earlier. You could use different ones for OneDrive. You can port forward. Pretty cool. Okay, basic stuff, HTTP. We have a web server going anyway. We need to define our listener. Okay, so let's set it. The listener profile we have. So we have to do this every time you want to set up the command and control center. Okay, we're going to set our port. Let's type that, set port. Okay, so the default, I guess, but I'm just going to say, let's do 555. Oh, because it's not capitalized. So you're going to play with this and notice it's case sensitive. There you go. Okay, so that is the port we want. That's the listener profile we want on the server. So we're going to execute that. And it took it. So now we're listening on listener number 2. I have a listener 1. I have some other ones that I made too. I was playing around. So if you want to know more and configure things differently, you got to look at options. Let's just take a look really quick here. I'm not going to configure anything crazy. So that is our IP of this Kali Linux machine. Let's confirm that. I know I already told you that that was the playing field earlier, but okay, confirmation there. Okay, we're good to go. That looks good. We did port 555. Um, it will launch the PowerShell module and it will encode it. And pretty interesting stuff. I'm learning how that works. Okay, there's a profile. I guess it's going to use PHP. Uh, and yep, it's set to Microsoft IIS, their internet services. Okay, I'm not going to configure anything else, just kind of basic stuff. Okay, step two is to set your stager. What kind of code are we going to run on the victim machine to get them to become our bot or our client on this command and control center? Now, I did play with the bat, and that was pretty interesting using batch files to send a command to PowerShell. Most videos I saw use that method, but I had problems with that one. So let's play around here. See how cool this is? Look at all these different stagers you have. OSX. You can use macros, applications, shell codes, even a package. Pretty wild. Um, I did most of these, so I highly do not recommend that you use executable. That's going to get caught by antivirus. Most people use a batch file. Um, what else did I use? Yeah, you can use XML. I see some people using HTAs, hosting a web server. I think the best one I used was a VBS. That worked easily, and that was not caught by the antivirus. I don't know how. A lot of people use WMIC hacking as well. Easy to do persistence with that, I've read. But really cool stuff here with all these different stagers. If you like Python, you can do that. Um, so I'm just gonna pick one. I like personally the VBS. You can see the stagers I've already played with over here. But okay, just for demonstration, let's choose that one. Um, so for the stagers, you gotta make sure it's matching. Uh-huh. What listener did we use? Was it listener one or listener two? Been playing around too much. Okay, listener two. So I'm gonna change this to listener two. Okay, that's been defined on the stager. Ops, it's very important to obfuscate to bypass different security settings. So if you're in a higher security environment, it'll confuse it more and be harder to catch. Okay, so most people make that true. Let's do, I don't know why I'm doing execute first. Some people are. Let's do options first. Okay, so before we make the payload, we can just make sure everything is how we want it. That makes more sense to me. Do options first. Verify it's good. Okay, I'm gonna use VBS. The language is PowerShell. Yes, we're trying to obfuscate the code. In PowerShell modules, yeah, it's easier to hide. Okay, so everything looks normal. Let's execute that. Now, where do these stagers go? It'll go to your var. So it'll tell you right here. Um, should I open it? Sure, let's just play around and open it and maybe go the path here. Can I do it that way? Okay, cool. Wasn't sure if I had the bar. And oops, I didn't mean to run it. I needed to delete that a bit. And you can see all the stagers I've been playing around with here. Yeah, I made it executable, a bat. This is, I don't know why that came out as a text file. It's kind of buggy, but that should be like a PS1 file for PowerShell. Okay, So it's weird. We're using all these different payloads and we're getting a PowerShell back. Pretty creative. So just showing you the different stagers I've made. I highly recommend that you just play around, choose a stager that you like, and have fun with it. Okay, so I've already done this. I played around. On the victim machine, you will have an interface like this. And I got stuck here. I couldn't get the download page to pop up where you would click on like a batch file or something. So that's why I played around with XML more and the VBS more. But I don't see people doing that, and I don't really know why. I think it's pretty fun. Okay, so this is I've already been infected. Um, you can, I think I go back and I say, what if I say agents? I think that's what I do. Okay, there we go. You can see that I have an agent. It is offline though. A little buggy, but it did talk. And it did talk to the server and the command control center. So you can do everything through command line interface here. I'm not going to get too far into the different kind of PowerShell attacks. That'll be for a different video. This is mostly for stagers. Just talking about stagers, as you can see. One thing before I go, I do want to look at Star Killer. Yeah. So if you are really don't want to use the command line interface, um, you can look at Star Killer. So you can see my listeners I have here that I made, different stagers I've been playing with. Yeah, I made all kinds of stuff. And the agent that we talked about, although it's offline. Let's click on the agent and see different things we have. So yeah, you can interact from the web GUI here. You can send a command. There's some preloaded PowerShell modules that you can run. You got a file browser. You can see the tasks that you've ran from PowerShell Empire. Yep, stuff like that. You can look at the different info for the bot that you infected. You can change the listener here. Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, pretty simple, a lot of clicking, pretty easy. And that's it for this video. We've looked at the different stagers. You can choose all kinds of different payloads to get the PowerShell back, and then you can start exploiting more and more once you have that connection. Cool. Well, I hope that was easy to follow along. You didn't have to read too many help files or spend an hour Googling stuff. And go ahead and try it yourself. Have fun and learn something new about security. Protect yourself and inform others. So, have a good day and take care. Bye. Thanks for watching.